I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
G'day, mate. You have the manners of a goat. And you smell like a dung heap.
Yeah, wait a minute now. I got something to say, too.
You're short on ears and long on mouth.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
What was the question again, sir?
Not these guys.
The numbers all go to 11.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
That doesn't make sense.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Fucking Ancient Aliens, man. Yeah, fucking
Yeah, man.
been down the rabbit hole many times.
Many times, dude.
I find it such a fucking interesting
Topic.
yeah, man.
And not even, because not even just Ancient Aliens, as the show, but
I'm not,
just like
the theory.
what that means.
Yeah.
The
theory before the show.
Yeah. The, just like ancient knowledge and remnants of things from past, cultures and civilizations, which leads to, assuming that they had more knowledge or something than they did. And then it's like, where did all this fucking knowledge come from?
Yeah, man.
How did they build this shit,
And
man?
their origin stories.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like the Sumerian one in particular.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Because that's where all the Nephilim Anunnaki shit comes
Yeah,
from.
Mesopotamia
Yeah.
and all that shit. And the tablets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they reckon the Bible is just a really short, fucking watered down version of the Sumerian tablets.
Yeah, yep.
That's what, a lot of historians and that
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
That's where they got the
for
concept.
sure.
A lot of the because there's an Adam and an Eve in it, and there's an Eden, and
Like a great flood.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I know that happens as well.
So
Because it even seems like the Bible could even be not just from that, but collections of stories from around the world.
Yeah,
of
man.
many different
Yeah.
cultures.
Yeah.
There even seems to be stuff from shit Plato said and
Yeah.
just different cunts from around the fucking world.
Yeah.
And it's just this collection of fucking
yeah,
weird put together knowledge and
yeah.
secrets.
I always thought it's fucking hell because I've always been again, not the show. The show's got some cool shit, but it's got some really fucking wacky doodle shit too, man. But I've always been fucking hell interested in the for some reason ever since a kid, man. I've always liked the pyramids and Egyptian shit. And then when I learned about Samaria and Sumerians, I was like, why the fuck did we learn that in school if they predate the Egyptians? Because I don't know about you in school, but when I was in school, we only got all that shit. Because I remember that's the only topics I was ever interested in and would do good project. But it was always focused heavily around the Egyptians.
Yes.
Never about the Sumerians.
Yeah, for sure. Big time.
But everything originates from the Sumerians.
Yep.
That's where they got all their culture from.
Yeah.
It just evolved to Egypt.
Yeah, yeah.
So, wow, man.
Yeah,
What's the
I
deal
agree.
there?
I never knew about that, but I
had to learn about that out of school.
Well, I guess school's so fucking surface level though. Too.
Oh,
What did you learn at school? You learned that cats were mummified and apparently people were put in tombs and it's just absolute sort of nonsensical information that just paints a picture of just an ancient place of
that you don't actually know what you're talking about.
you got no idea. Cunts write on walls and draw shit. And it's I don't even know, man. And then you watch the Mummy and you see cunts with Anubis heads running around with axes. And you're like, this seems pretty fucking cool, man. I don't know. You watch Stargate and you're like, fuck.
Bro, I seen that at the movies, man.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know how I was
what year that come out?
fucking young, man.
Well, I remember Kurt Russell looks pretty fucking young.
I reckon
didn't he?
definitely primary school. Fucking and then that was another thing that set it off, Shane.
Yeah, set it off.
Because that just encompassed everything. You know, the heads and the voices.
Yes.
The fucking, just
and
the
just
whole
how,
concept of it.
They connected to the pyramids of their spaceship.
Man, it was that's what they're for.
Yeah. And then in the other world or whatever, they weren't allowed to write and shit. All that shit was banned and fucking. That's just a hell cool movie.
Because one thing I think, I know it's we're on the alien tip, but one thing about the Egyptians, quick, is and the pyramids, man, is for a fucking society that documented everything, right? Everything, the way they farm, everything was documented. They drew on everything, had a hieroglyph for everything, but not how they built the pyramids.
Yeah, man, that is strange.
The biggest thing they would have achieved.
Yeah.
archaeologically, whatever,
Yeah,
you know.
or just like a feat of man. Like it's
It's
still
a
a wonder.
feat.
It's a wonder of the world today.
Fuck, you can see it from space.
Yeah, well, it's one of the 8 or 7
Seven wonders of the world, man.
8. So I can watch King Kong when I was little.
Oi,
and fucking-
right, I know what you got in
King
your
Kong
pants,
was the
bro. I
eighth
know what you're
fucking-
packing, bro. You got that 8 wonder, son. Hey,
Son.
hey, shed.
Hey, you looking at him.
wonder shed. But you know, that's fucking crazy, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, and that.
like, why is there no
I have
literature? Like,
no documentation of it. Not even a fucking blueprint.
no blueprint.
No,
blueprint.
yeah, not even like
No
some
plan
guy-
of action.
No guy drew it out first.
This is how we're gonna try and tackle it.
Yeah, it's wild.
I just think, you know, in 2021, what blows my fucking brain is that there's still so many camps arguing. There's no definitive, unequivocal, this is how they did it.
Yes, so true, man.
Crazy.
And I think that's one reason why I stopped diving into the topic for ages, was because like when I first was diving into it, it was so mysterious.
Yep.
And there were so many questions, man, that this led me over here to this fucking
Plethora of wormholes,
yeah,
eh?
that led me over here to this piece of information which you could dig fucking 5Ks deep on, and then that would lead
Zachariah
you over here.
Stitchin.
Yeah, and you'd be like, oh, well, okay, well the aliens did it then, man, and then you go over here, but then after like years of it, you're like, oh fuck, there's no answer.
There's no answer.
There's no fucking answer.
No one actually knows.
You start to just work your way around in a circle to the
big
same
time.
fucking questions.
Big time.
And you can maybe put a few extra dots together, but like, I think that's why, like, for ages, I
reckon I spent my majority
You know?
of my 20s doing that. That
Yeah.
was my thing. Pyramids and
then I just
ancient
slowly
alien
dropped off because
theory.
I was like, oh, I have no answers for this.
They don't know.
But then every now and again, like,
And a lot of the
I'll
answers
just
just
dive in.
don't satisfy me either.
yeah.
Like, they're so easily, there's just so many holes in them.
Yeah, but then sometimes I'm like, fuck, it's like the mystery's so big now. I don't know what would satisfy me.
Yeah.
Am I looking for aliens now? You know, is that the only
Yeah, I know.
satisfying?
Does it have to be
Yeah.
aliens?
Turns out some guy was just like really good at math or something. You know, like there's no, can't have it. Not the answer.
So what do you think about the meat and potatoes of the ancient alien theory?
Meat and
like
potatoes?
from the base, you know, like from wherever it's the Stitchin and Graham Hancock's, you know, because they fucking, you know, they're like more Sumerian based and shit, and that's cool because they're like the first people.
Yep.
So their origin story is kind of important.
Yeah.
So, you know, probably the most important if they're the oldest culture we know of that have documented shit.
I'm not sure if that's still the case. I've even seen Graham Hancock post some stuff about like Aboriginals that like.
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah, man.
Things that have been found here that are like. That have like human markings on them that are like fucking 100,000 fucking.
Yeah,
and
they
you're like,
say now
fuck,
that
man,
the
you know?
Aboriginals are the oldest people
So
in the world.
yeah,
And they talk about some crazy shit too, man. They got some crazy space fucking shit, man.
yeah.
It's like, it's a crazy concept to come up with without TV and radio and shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's no influence for that.
Yeah,
like,
I know
for
what
you
you're saying.
to come up with that yourself is pretty fucking out there.
And for everyone to come up with that sort of shit.
Like, for your ideas to leave the planet,
Yeah.
in a world where there was no anything that existed like that.
Yeah.
You know, like to influence your thoughts.
It's wild, yeah. It's crazy. But then one thing I always do think about is like everyone's ideas of what's mystical changes with the times.
Yeah.
Of like back then, if, you know, the stars fucking got a bit brighter, it was the gods, you know. If there was a bit of fire somewhere, it was the gods and that. And then like you look fucking like, I don't know, 20 years ago or something, everyone's like, well, it must have been aliens. It must have been this and that. And like the answer to everything has to be aliens. It has to be this. Aliens, man. But then, like,
how about the moon?
And then, like, you go a bit further, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, it's all just got to be a simulation, and that's got to be the answer."
I really like that one.
You know,
too.
it's just
we'll
like
have to fucking hit
where
on that one
it's like
day.
wherever we are at the time, we're certain that whatever we're thinking would be the thing. If you know what I'm saying. So, in another 20 years, what are we going to think is the fucking answer? Or are we sticking with code? We're just trying to break it down. What's the code, man?
What's the code, man?
Have you seen all this dumb shit of like people on TikTok fucking... Well, I ain't got TikTok, neither of us do, but I see like videos of people talking about it. They're trying to like put out like universes into the... codes into the universe or something. They're like, yo, dude, if you like enter this code, like you just get money. And they're like, enter 3359775. You got to like draw it in the air and then like you'll have ultimate health.
Like... How does anyone know that fuck off?
Yeah.
you fucking have a wank
Yeah,
or
go
something,
fucking-
man.
just go fuck yourself.
Dude, get in the candy store and eat the pussy.
Yeah, go get some yellow starburst, motherfucker.
Fucking, like, how do we know that, like, why do we just assume that our maths and our numbers is universal?
What do you mean?
Like putting out a code. Like, how do you know that all our equations are correct, and that's even how something in another dimension even does equations?
I don't know.
You know, like, why
Yeah.
do we just assume it's like you know, like all the alien sightings, all these people that have been abducted. Now, I'm not trying to discredit them or anything, but how come they all sort of look like that Roswell alien? You know, like why is it always humanoid? Why does it always have 2 arms and 2 legs?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, well, here we go, man. Right?
Here we go, dude.
So
Here we fucking go,
I'm
bro.
not saying that, you know, nothing's ever not come here or anything like that. You know, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, well, I think it has, man.
I used to be what? You even questioning it? But,
idiot.
But like you said, I've come full circle, and I'm like, I don't know now, because like, just say you had the capability, something can come here, right? That's fucking a feat, right? That's a technological feat.
And then you're going to crash?
Yeah. So, but the one thing to me is, the one thing I've struggled with these last few years is why, I'm not sure it would be terrestrial, like, you know what I mean? Like organic. To me, it would be, it would make more sense to be like more mechanical in nature.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like what we do.
Yeah.
Like we send probes and we're only trying to send people to Mars because we want to colonize Mars. But any place we're not trying to colonize, we're just sending fucking probes and rovers and shit.
Yeah.
Like, why would you risk? What's the benefit? What do you achieve from sending something sentient and organic to versus mechanical? The risk seems way not worth it.
Yeah.
When you could just send something technological.
Unless they're so advanced, there is no risk. There literally isn't a risk through whatever fucking procedures and like fucking alien shit they do. Unless, I guess, because I understand what you're saying. The only way, like devil's advocate, the only way I could see them doing it is if there is no risk, I guess, then. You know, that's the only logical, you know, because again, like aversing the risk, it's like, that's fucking stupid. Just send the machine. It can power itself forever off fucking whatever plasma fucking cosmic shit that they do or whatever. Where why send a dude at all when you can have the dude stay down here and keep doing dude shit?
Yeah.
But maybe there is no risk. Maybe they can like fucking traverse an entire galaxy in, you know, a fragment of a second because they're bending the galaxy and they're not actually moving. You know, they pull the whole fucking thing in like a carpet, step on the other side, one step and straighten the carpet back out on the other side of the fucking corridor or something. I don't know. But I do like what you said, how you don't think it'd be like organic, it'd be like mechanical. Because I even go a step further and think like, fuck, maybe it'd be like interdimensional.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think like earthly.
Yeah.
In that perspective.
Yeah.
Not even fucking like, man.
100%.
Because
that's where I'm like, fuck, if
100%.
everything's just vibrations and frequencies and shit.
Dude.
And like,
you know,
maybe it's just fucking that.
How do you know that ringing in your ears that you get sometimes?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, I think
some weird
dumb
shit in the room with you, man.
Yeah, how do you knows, man?
Fucking, but I think, you know, unless, just say like something doesn't, the capability to fold time and all that doesn't, and shit doesn't, and wormholes and that don't exist, and you have to send things, you know, just at really super high speeds. Right, just say we'll just stay in that realm for a second. Fucking, I'm not convinced anymore. I'm like almost certain that nothing organic could actually even handle the rigors of that.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. If it's just natural travel,
if it's just natural travel, super like light speeds,
speed.
I don't think anything organic can handle a light speed.
No, and like I don't know, I have no idea, but I'd agree.
And
I'd say that it'd have to be some sort of like gravity manipulation type shit, some
some
real Star Trek shit.
Because also you got to think about if you're moving that fast, like apparently
You're gonna rip everything apart.
And also, what about all the debris and everything floating around? Like, how can you turn out of the way of an asteroid belt when you're going at light speed?
And this is coming from a real dumb place, like a human perspective of looking at it from Adelaide. Oh, you need to turn from fucking asteroid, man. Like, I don't know.
You know?
Yeah, maybe, like, but these are the questions you got to ask.
You got to ask, man. You got to ask. I don't think it's that easy, man.
Question you ask, man.
But I'm going to call out a dude now. I used to watch a lot of the shit for entertainment purposes, but it's people like this that make me laugh. You know, Shakira team, Tyler. Hey guys, it's Tyler here.
Oh yes. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Hey guys, it's Tyler here. And like he has had some cool videos, but like he hit a point where he's just like trying to upload content.
Yeah, he's saying the same shit.
Yeah, like you're trying to upload content.
There's no actual answers. We got to stop at some point. Yeah,
you're going for uploads.
Yeah,
man, this is nonsensical at this point.
This is nonsensical, man.
You know, you had. 500 videos ago, it was cool.
Yeah, that makes sense, man.
But the 500 shit is just total filler. Yeah, it's the gristle in the pie.
Yeah, 1001's not as good as 200.
You're just filling that pie up, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, la gristle.
Getting the quota.
Yeah, let's just cook it, man. Let's just cook it. I think it's full.
But what are you? I don't know, man. I used to fucking be right into aliens and all this shit. Now I'm like, come the other way.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know,
I know what you're saying. I just go back to the poster from X-Files. I want to believe, man.
Yeah,
like
Can you imagine how sad it would be? Imagine if you found out. Imagine if, like, unequivocally we could prove and found out that this is where life actually has originated.
Yeah.
So therefore, this is where life only exists in this form. You know, you might get some bacteria and shit on some other thing.
Yeah.
But sentient life originated here, and we haven't gone off this place yet.
Yeah.
So we're the ones who are going to populate it in the distant. Imagine how sad. Like, this is the pinnacle.
This is the pinnacle,
man. This is the pinnacle of fucking of brain power.
You're like, the universe sucks at creating things.
Bro!
You fucking suck, man.
I mean, we can do some cool shit, but if this is the pinnacle,
we got some good TV shows, man.
I mean, like, fuck, man. That'd be sad, wouldn't it? So, you know, I think that's why I'm sort of.
Or it'd be like the ultimate, like maybe we are just the ultimate, where maybe we have so much possibility. Maybe we're fucking like X-Men and we just don't know it. Everyone's just going to be cosmic flying fucking beings in 1 billion years or something. We're all just angels that populate the place through fucking dimensional fucking frequencies, just existing.
Just a planet of
fucking,
gods.
Yeah. We're all just living fucking planets, just mutating with whatever fucking cosmic mucus passes by at that second, or just dancing in the cosmic giggle, just fucking some crazy shit going on. Or we all die. I don't know.
With the ancient alien shit, another cool thing that always, you know, got me into that realm, man, like where the worlds collide and you start smelling some smoke and connecting some dots, even if they're not there. But just like the way how the Egyptians and shit had the fucking solar system all mapped out.
Yeah, and wait, that's crazy. But even before that, like the Sumerians had that, and that, which is even way before, like. And like the amount of time you have to be around to like witness certain things, like Saturn's rotation, is like 20. Like fuck, I'm not even going to say
and
Saturn or
dots
an actual
you just can't
number.
See.
Yeah, there's certain dots you can't see, and there's certain things like they knew the precession of the equinox.
That's just insane.
Which is a 26,000 year rotation. They didn't exist long enough, according to history, to witness that. They did not exist for 26,000 years to witness that. So how did they know about it? How did they know about Pluto? You can't see with the naked eye. How did they know, like, all these little things that...
And they had them, like, positioned correctly to each other.
See, that's where it's like... Because when you start to...
No telescopes ever existed.
No, and when you start to crack down on the, like, how unlikely it is that aliens came, that's where it's just, like... Things that start to make so much sense to me is like shit like Graham Hancock's theory of like there was just a civilization.
Man, I fuck with that.
Who was more advanced than us, maybe. I fuck with that big time.
Like an Atlantis type shit.
Yeah.
I fuck with that, man.
And that's...
Most of the planet's underwater now.
Because, dude, when you start to break all this shit down, you're like, oh, wait, all of this fucking makes sense. Like, when it break the giant flood and when, like, Graham Hancock and, like, Randall Carlson and these sort of fellas, they break down of, like, when asteroids would have hit, in what places they would have hit, how much flooding they would have caused. And they break down like just how big it was. Like, you know, when you see a little tiny wave come up onto the sand and it carves lines in the sand so easily when the water retracts out, they start showing places on Earth that are like that exact thing on a massive scale, to where it's like the whole planet like flooded at one point. And like, how does every single civilization have things that connect? How's everyone building similar style pyramids, or know things that they shouldn't know of planets, stars, planetary rotations, and like wobbles in like universal fucking shifts? All this shit doesn't make sense unless there was a previous
the Grand
civilization.
Canyon's from a flood.
Yeah, from a previous civilization
rock.
that perhaps traversed the entire planet at one point. Maybe it was one fucking thing, you know?
Super fucking...
Yeah, one super organism. Maybe that's the 5th time it's happened. Maybe that's the first time it's happened and it collapsed.
Because a good thing for that's like, you know, a little good fucking piece of history is when the Romans discovered... they thought they invented concrete, and then years later it turned concrete was excavated that predates the Romans. So it showed that the Romans didn't create concrete; they just reinvented it. They rediscovered it.
Yeah,
and like, so what's to say that's not happening? Like, we think we're the pinnacle, but imagine if there was shit. But they just did it in a like not everything's going to progress the same. Yeah. Like, you know how we're into modern looking skyscrapers 100%. And shit. Just because they had pyramids and big stone structures doesn't mean they weren't super advanced.
Yeah,
that just might have been the style and the culture, the aesthetic that everything looked like, you know?
But maybe it wasn't about, maybe like when you see a building,
it was more about function.
Mawson Lakes or whatever that looks hell fucking weird. Maybe that isn't actually functionable, even if people think it looks good. Maybe the pyramid is the most functional fucking thing possible, because maybe the triangle produces fucking an energy field.
Have you seen all that
which
shit,
you cannot
man?
Fucking explain.
They can light up, they can take in like fucking light bulbs and shit in certain place and hold
maybe a fucking pyramid is more advanced, dude. Like, and
on the energy fucking points in the earth and
yes, exactly, dude. Because there's places in like Russia that do this today. They have like modern pyramids, man, in like Russia, and I think maybe like Ukraine, a few places like this, right? With these really taller sort of pyramids made out of like fiberglass and stuff on these central points. That was all made by one man. I can't remember who the fucking cunt was, but he was like some guy who was like a scientist, but he was also like worked in like, I guess the council for like whatever place where all the buildings were happening, because he was the guy who like set it all up. And they built all these fucking pyramids on these certain points where the energy is meant to be of a certain fucking quality or whatever. And they say that these things legitimately radiate energy, like fucking fighter jets go past them and pick up like they pick up things on their fucking radar from these fucking pyramids where they're just like emitting some sort of crazy energy. And they did it all in the sense because they're like, oh, these things send off energy and it's for natural healing and all these weird things. But it's like the government and scientists made these fucking things, man. And like fighter jets can pick them up on radars. They're emitting energy of some kind. Like,
that's crazy.
Something's up with triangles, bro.
Have you ever seen fucking it was a Mythbusters one? You ever see the one? And I don't really like Mythbusters. I think it's plastic and there's a lot of fucking guided shit in there.
Yeah.
But they did a thing with pyramids and just triangles, and they had they put like perishable goods like fruits and shit, and they hung them in different shapes, and the fucking everything in the pyramid type shape just really decomposed really slowly.
Fuck, yeah.
Compared to everything. These apples were from the same tree, the same bunch. They were ripe the same time. They hang them up in all different shit. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's fucking actually pretty crazy
but
for
I believe
Mythbusters. And they can't explain it. They're like, they
wild.
just can't explain it.
There's just something crazy about fucking these like pyramids, like,
and it's like, how did they know way back when?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
How do you discover that?
How do you even build something that precise? And like they pointed like the chambers of like the Pyramid of Giza or whatever point like exactly to like Orion's belt or whatever, like Sirius. And like Sirius is like one of these places where like insane. If you go into Ancient Aliens, so many alien theories come from fucking that Sirius shit, man. Like I can't remember who Dr. Greer or whatever his name is. You'd know the guy if you saw a picture of him. He might have been on Joe Rogan a few times, but he's like the guy who like leads all that shit. And he's come out and said he's got like that. He's one of the guys that represents like the leader of like alien sort of shit in the sense that he said he's got like all this documentation of
The
like
leader of aliens.
he's the leader of alien shit, man. Hey, cool dude, man. No red flags here,
You
bro.
got like a fucking, is that on your pay slip or?
Bro, you like vice president
You
or
have to
like
like,
CEO?
you have to do cert 3 for that? Or?
Yeah, he's pretty qualified, man. He's a qualified dog, teaching courses and shit. But like, I can't even remember what it was, but like, they were talking about all like alien thruster technology and all this weird shit. I can't remember it, but he's heavily into that. But I just know that Sirius, that star or planet or system, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, because who's then other peoples that are real old peoples that talk about Sirius and that is the Dogon?
Yes, the Dogons, dude, perfectly.
Tribe people, and they
very well
worship,
aligned.
Like,
that's
the
correct.
Fish gods and that,
Yes,
because it's like
dude.
the watery
and
planet.
they had weird heads, and it might have even been maybe where like the theory or the guy Thoth comes from. He might have been from there too, which is like the guy in like.
And that gets all into the Ark of the Covenant and shit.
Yeah, dude, it gets into real weird shit, like so much shit at this.
And then guys who protect the priests would have crazy radiation.
Yes, dude,
like,
we'll get
type,
we'll follow into this. First, Thoth, for people listening, was the guy when you go into like Egyptian like culture and you look at the pyramids and hieroglyphs. Thoth was the guy who was always depicted with like a bird head. You know that ibis head with the big beak.
Yep.
That was Thoth, and he's the guy who.
That's right. Yep. Okay. Yep.
He's the one who apparently invented language. He is like noted for the guy who created writing. In their culture, that's what they say. They're like, Thoth is the guy who brought us fucking writing and shit. And then all the Atlantis theories and all this, they say Thoth was like lived different lives. This is like what's in like the mythology. And so before he was in Egypt, he was in Atlantis as can't remember what the guy's name was, but he was, and they say Atlantis is where fucking knowledge and language, writing, everything comes from. So Thoth came from there after his demise, gave it to the people in Egypt and all that. And then they say Thoth is also Hermes from like the Greek culture. And in the Greek culture, Hermes is the messenger of God. He's the guy who delivers all the messengers and all the knowledge to everyone. It's just hell weird how you have all these through points of like who's meant to be apparently this same cunt.
You know, he comes back.
And he's always the deliverer of knowledge. He's always the guy who brings writing and brings fucking information to people. You're like, fuck, that's weird, man. And then that goes through to like the Ark of the Covenant as well. And like how, like you're saying, Graham Hancock said he went to Ethiopia and there's a motherfucking church there where they claim they have the fucking Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. I've seen even a lot of people give him shit, but he has done some good shit, and he is out there. But he does have some of
He's got some amazing. Like if you say that you haven't read his books, I think a lot of people.
Oh, bro,
you got to go read his books for those people that think he's an idiot.
Another dude who went and did like another dude who's he is out there, but fucking Albert Einstein was out there. Nikola Tesla was out there, so it doesn't mean everything they say is wrong and
way more out there than him because like Graham Hancock based his stuff off evidence. Like he comes to conclusions that you might think are crazy, but his conclusions are all reasonably come to from the evidence that he has or he's looking at.
Yeah, they're not. You know. But another person is David Icke.
Now we're on the.
Yeah, that's the great.
Yeah.
But I've seen heaps of shit where he goes to Ethiopia and that and fucking talks to like the Dogon fucking some fucking elder who's got all the fucking he's been I've seen Graham Hancock talk to him as well. A lot of these historians have gone and talked to this one really old fucking African dude.
Yeah,
he's got all this information.
Is he like a priest of some sort?
He's like some type of priest, and he like knows all about the Ark of the Covenant and
man must be from like that same sort of church. I don't know what it is, but
I'm pretty sure that's all connected.
The one thing that popped my head, and because I don't take Graham Hancock as a liar, maybe I don't know the guy personally. He doesn't seem to be someone who lies that often. I've seen him on a fair few podcasts. People don't seem to call him out or question him in that sense. So
no, he believes what he's saying.
Yeah,
I believe he believes.
So exactly. So I don't think of him as a liar. But the story that popped my head with the Ethiopian things is how he would talk about the priests would say that they would have to guard these things. And the priests would die every few years.
They had to keep swapping them out.
They would come out. They'd have like
radiation
tumors.
type.
They would have
shit.
basic like their cataracts or whatever you call it in their eyes, like tumors, and they'd start to be deformed and they'd just die. Like they're around something of extreme radiation.
Yep.
And when you dive into the
And it
Bible,
wasn't one priest, it was many priests.
Yeah, and when you dive into the Bible and what they say the Ark of the Covenant can do, of just the stories, like there's stories of like kings bringing it out in front of armies, just opening the box, and just everyone dying. Like everyone just drops to the fucking floor. Like you're like, what's going on here, man? Or like things like literally like in Indiana Jones when they open it and every fucking hunt's just like melted, bro. Like there's just something going through the fucking air. It's like, fuck, all these stories start to line up and shit. You're like,
crazy,
what is in there? What is in here, man?
That's the crazy thing about what gives it so much weight, like the ancient alien shit and all that, is like Anunnaki and Thor, Thor and all that.
Thor, fuck yeah, dog. Odin and
is that
Loki.
But it's like all these different cultures around the world, and like some of them coexisting in the same time period, some of them not. But certainly they couldn't communicate all with each other. So how do they all have very, very similar stories? Like some of the minor details are different, but the core of the story is the same.
Like
has the same characters.
Or a lot of time the meaning behind the story.
The meaning is the same.
Like they're trying to tell,
and the messenger's coming from the same place. Like, you know, you just call him a different name, but he's coming from that place.
It's the same story, even if these two aren't called Adam and Eve over here or Jesus or whatever. There was a virgin mother that gave birth.
That's what gives it some validity.
Yeah, there was a virgin mother that gave birth to, you know, something in so many different cultures. And it's like, if they don't have the same name, it's the same story. We got the story of people, like a big flood and people someone loading their family onto a boat and surviving somehow. That story crosses across many different things again. And
man.
How do all these
a massive flood,
similarities come up? You know, like
and pyramids. Like, why
did everyone like pyramids?
Yeah, man.
And like maybe
that's the most efficient way of building with rocks.
Maybe it's the easiest structure too.
Yeah.
I don't know how to build. You picture a room like this, which is a square. I don't know how you'd build a square back then with rocks.
Yeah, or even how it would stand up to the winds of a desert.
Yeah, so I guess building, like if you had a bunch of sticks, you'd going to build a teepee type thing, aren't you? Like even if you're building a fire. So I get the triangle things or whatever.
Yeah.
But maybe
the monoliths.
But maybe that's the beauty in nature of like the strongest thing in nature is a triangle. So like.
No, man, on Mythbusters, the apple.
It's not true, man. So maybe like it's something about nature that the most simple structure to create is the best one that you should be creating. Maybe there's something to that.
Could be, man.
It's like this is the thing you're meant to be making.
How's the what about like the Mayan fucking temples and shit, and then that when they excavated like in the 70s or might have been a bit earlier, they found that hidden fucking temple that went under one of the temples, under one of the main temples that's supposed to house a coffin of the god or something at the time. And but there's that fucking crazy stone carving, and it's the dude that looks like he's sitting in a fucking space. You seen? You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It looks like it's got fire, and it's a hell complicated looking machine. He's got like a breathing tube and a fucking
I can't remember if that's is that Mayan stuff.
Yeah, that's
I think
Mayan. That's in the Mayan, definitely in the Mayan. That because they didn't know that this temple existed. It was like a hidden passage temple that accidentally got excavated, and then they're like, what the fuck's down here?
And they made a recreation of it, right? Do you remember the recreation they made? Some guy made a little thing and like I remember that,
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is wild. And then like fuck, is that just interpretations? I don't even know, man.
But of what?
I don't know.
Like, and have you seen the things in Egypt where they had like they used to think they were like some sort of decorative pendant type thing. Okay. And then that's a thing they definitely recreated. And they turn out to be like super aerodynamic fucking people have like put motors on them and
the little plane type things.
Man.
I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They fucking fly really well, these things.
It's like something that would sit in your hand, and these things are they made out of gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they almost look like little toy airplanes,
it's like
basically.
like
legitimately.
a decorative fucking figure of something.
Because some of them have like 3 little tipped wings on the back, the same as like an airplane would have its back fins, and then the side 2 wings and the front looks like almost like a cabin. It's held really weird. And then, like you said, they recreated them. It just scaled them up, basically, put little motors on them, and they fly fucking absolute perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like super, super aerodynamic.
Like, it took us to the Wright brothers to figure that shit out.
Yeah, man.
And back then, they're like, no, we fly.
And even to this day, like, even though we've recreated that and seen they fly, we still don't actually know what the fuck they are or what they were for, what they've supposed to depict or what the purpose of these little gold things are.
It's crazy. Is it something that it's just like they knew they had the math to be able to figure it out, but they didn't know what to do with it? Or something like, I don't know, man. It's fucking so crazy, though.
Yeah, I really like the I know like was trying to stick to the aliens, but I really like the I really like the fucking like the super advanced civilization.
Yeah.
Predate and everything.
I think
that's just been lost to time in the ocean. And
I think it's the leading theory to me, man.
I really like it, man. Because it's not beyond. It's not.
It just makes fucking sense.
Shit can be lost, man.
It can be, and it has been before.
You know, like
we've lost planes in 20 fucking. You know, like
with a tracker on radar.
Yeah,
can't find it.
Lost them.
Fell in the ocean. Cannot find it.
Don't know, guys.
See, that's another thing that me and my papa laugh about all the time. Because he's like. When, you know, Dr. Carl going on about fucking, you know him?
Yeah.
And he's going on about fucking the ice vents under fucking Venus and shit.
Yeah, I don't listen to him very often.
And it's like, me and my papa are like, bro, when you can tell me what the weather is on this planet for more than 3 days at a time, then I might believe you know what you're talking about weather on other planets, man.
For sure.
You
like
know?
I don't even like when they open science
and we go to the plane thing as well. Like when you can locate a plane that has a tracker on radar, falls into the ocean in front of your eyes, and you don't know where it is.
Yeah, and everyone on board's got a phone.
Can't find it. Then I might start believing you know what you're talking about out there.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like saying you open like a little kid's science book and it will show you like the moon cut in half and it will show you like a million different layers of like what the moon's made of.
You can't even tell me the weather.
Go fuck yourself, man. The only thing you've ever told me is there's like moon dust up there. Like, what are you? Well, moon dust doesn't even have an official term, so like, go fuck yourself.
And another fucking thing with the moon is
tell me what the middle of the sun looks like.
Yeah, but like, because I'm look, man, hate on me, I don't care, but I don't actually believe we went to the moon when they say we went to the moon. I think that's fucking absolutely ridiculous, right? But and then an argument I have with like some people that are fucking full passionate into it. They're like, well, I'm like, well, if we did, then like, how come we don't go back? How come there's nothing built on there? This is a military focused planet. That is the prime.
That's key.
Real estate, man. Yeah. You can shoot down on anything. You know?
Yeah.
And we're so stupid. I believe that we live in a society that if we had went to the moon in the 60s, the Ellen DeGeneres show would be on the moon.
Fuck yeah.
That's where the Oprah Winfrey would be shooting fucking. Do you know? That's how retarded
That's so fucking true.
That's how retarded we are.
Hollywood would have moved up there.
Come on, man. Come on. But then they're like, so why haven't we been back and why haven't we, you know, like, and they're like, the main argument, and this is like even
we destroyed all the technology.
Yeah, or as well, oh well, there's nothing to see. We've been there, we've explored it. That to me, we explored such a small radius. That's like something fucking from outer space, right? Landing in the Sahara Desert, doing a 5-kilometer circle. Oh fuck, there's nothing here.
We're just looking around.
Off to the next planet.
Fucking oath. It's like what's always amazed me.
Fucking stupid.
This is so random, but you just reminded me. This is what happens in Star Wars movies, which has always blown my fucking brain. Is like they literally fly down for 1 second, they see like ice, and they're like, "It's an ice planet."
Yeah, it's like,
and it's like,
look at all the biomes we have
what
here.
What are you talking about, man?
We've got every biome you can think of on this planet.
Yeah, it's just an ice planet, man. You just landed. You landed in one spot.
Retarded.
They landed out. This is a full sand.
And then they take their helmet off.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I gotta have needles to go to fucking Thailand.
It's so dumb.
Do you know what I mean?
And they get down to the next planet. It's just like wherever it's a fucking forest planet. Oh, what the fuck, man? You haven't gone anywhere else.
It's in a fucking circle.
They did that in fucking like the Interstellar movie as well. They rock down, they're like water. They're like, it's just fucking water. It's like, bro, you know how big the ocean is here, dude?
You know,
why don't you go for a look, mate?
But I just find a lot of cunts I argue with about them. That's this one thing they never fucking ever consider or entertain.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we've been there, we've seen it all. We've seen that
That's
one
dumb.
part of it.
Tell me one thing about the moon.
What about the rest of it?
Tell me one thing you know about the fucking moon.
Apart from moon dust.
Yeah. And like months.
And craters.
Yeah. And
nothing.
Yeah. Oh, weird.
Oh.
Fucking strange.
Oh, you know what's at the core though,
Yeah.
and what's on the dark side,
Yeah.
and
it's like full moon, crescents,
blood moon,
the ones in between,
new moon,
and you get like energy if you sit in the moon on a full moon for long enough.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that?
I'm ignorant.
Well, next full moon, I'm bringing my crystals. And we'll do it, man. I'm gonna get you energized, dog. We'll do it. We'll connect with Thoth, and we'll fucking just get that cosmic radiation, bro.
But man, I want to see your opinion on like the fucking what's your opinion on just say the Sumerian origin story? So like they came from their planet Nibiru.
That's Zachariah Sitchin's shit.
Yeah, well, that's like the Sumerian shit. That's the interpretation of their tablets. Yeah. Like, not even.
I think that's just one man's interpretation.
No, that's not just him. There's a lot of people that have like that's how they've deciphered it.
Okay,
or whatever. Because there is bits like that a lot of historians can decipher.
Yeah.
But it's like the missing bits, that stitching and that sort of fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
But even like some of the main shit, it's like. They call it like the fucking, they come from above and they're like...
Well, what the crazy thing is, I won't even limit it to Sumerians. You go back in Chinese culture and they say that their knowledge was brought to them by something from outside. Nearly so many cultures have something to do with an outside snake or serpent. It's always a serpent that brings them knowledge. It was the same with the Mayas. Like, I think in the Nazca, like so many different places... It's all about a serpent that brings you knowledge. Even in the Bible, it's fucking the snake that it gives them the knowledge from the fucking thing. So many different cultures, if you go back far enough, even Indians, like Native American Indians, I shouldn't say Indians, I guess. They don't like being called Indians, and that's fucking fair. Because the only reason they're called Indians is because I think whoever was originally like sailing there was meant to go to India, and they landed there and they're like, this is India. So like just called them Indians, and that always stuck. So I think Native Americans or whatever will go pretty appropriate and correctly fucking on that shit. Even their culture, I think, says that they like their information comes from another. Someone came down and brought this knowledge, whether it was like some guy riding a chariot or whatever the fucking story is. Somehow everyone's got this thing of someone comes from somewhere else, and if you're a pretty primitive culture, someone coming from somewhere else is probably the skies to you. Even if they've walked over the fucking mountain, you're like, well, fuck, this can't come. I've been over that mountain. No one's fucking over there, bro, so I don't know where they come from. That's where I really love the ancient civilization theory of maybe it is some sort of civilization that was nearly wiped out and like a handful of cunts survived that were fucking scattered across the planet through what flood took them wherever. And they were the guys that tried to they're like, shit, I just found Egypt. You know, a bunch of dudes, and they're like, started giving information. They found fucking the Mayans and started fucking doing whatever. I don't know, but the cultures themselves seem to think that the knowledge came from somewhere else.
So, like, and the thing I like about, that, you know, interests me is like, because, you know, like, so we'll say, the Aboriginals or Sumerians, but like school will tell you that the Sumerians are the first ones, right?
Yeah.
So that's
we'll just run with that.
Well, that's what school will say,
that's,
and I don't fuck with school.
And that's what that's what all your textbooks will tell you.
But
it's
like they say how like they came here, something to do with their atmosphere. They needed to mine gold to disperse gold into the atmosphere, something. And
so does it say all that sort of stuff, or is that just stuff man's put together?
Well, that's how they translated the tablets. So I guess someone had to
because how the fuck do they know what these guys wrote for gold? Would someone in the alien species even know what gold is? Why were they mining for gold? And
I don't know.
That's where it's like, fuck, I don't know, man.
But apparently, like, one thing cool with gold is like it is like the best conductor of electricity.
Yes, that's true. There's no resistance to it.
So you get 100% of output to input,
and it doesn't corrode ever.
So like. You know, but they say like what I'm trying to get to here is how they say, like, they needed to mine the gold. They came here, they were mining the gold. They're like, fuck, you know, this is a big place. There's a lot of gold here. We probably might need some help, you know, mining this gold. We don't really want to bring everyone from the fucking thing here. Let's just make someone. So that's when the Adam comes from. So that's like directly, Adam comes from the Sumerian tablets, right? And then they made Adam from fucking the humanoid type shit that was already here. So monkeys, I guess.
Chimps. Okay, yep,
right?
yeah, whatever, yep.
Whatever. And then...
So we were already populated with total animals and shit is what we're saying. Yeah.
So, but there was no people.
Just no peeps.
No peeps. And then,
no house party shit.
Then the story is, so they made this Adam from the humanoid.
Through some genetic...
manipulation,
yep.
Something to do with these clay pots, man. And then the fast forward the story goes that so they're mining the gold. They pretty much had all the resources they need and shit. They were gonna call the program quits and leave and everything. And then their gods, like the actual Anunnaki, the ones who came here and created this Adam worker race, right? Which we are pretty good at working and fighting, right? So they've made us to work, right? And then, but the Anunnaki, the Nephilim, they were really super attracted to what they'd created over time. It's grown to admire the women and the men and that. So they interbred, but it was always a rule that was never supposed to ever happen. There was supposed to be no cross-pollination, pollination of the two things. And then apparently, so, you know, some of them went against what they were supposed to do. They got horny, man.
Hey, man, got fucked.
And they fucked this 8 bitch. And then that's where giants come from. And they reckon...
Well, people say that the Nephilim were giants.
Yeah, well, the Anunnaki is like the, supposed to be like the
father of them.
One of them's the creator of them, like the giants, and then the other ones are like a half-breed between human and them.
Yeah.
And they're like supposed to be an abomination.
Well, that's where you do get a lot of...
And that's where they reckon the Great Flood come from, like they were angered by this abomination that they'd created, and they were giants for some reason because of the DNA from the alien DNA or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, and so then that's why they fucking apparently flattered the planet to rid the world of the fucking this abomination they created. And then that's because that's how they explain the big flood and shit.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a crazy story, man.
I think it's a crazy story, man.
But one thing that is crazy too, man, about the giant thing is like fucking all the massive stones and like even the Egyptian depictions. Like there's a lot of hieroglyphs where people are praying to some pretty big, like the people are sitting down in their throne and the people are still only up to their fucking knee.
Yeah.
And these people are sitting down.
Yeah.
Like if you stand them up, they're fucking way bigger.
Yeah, and I don't know, is that just artist depiction to show how big and extravagant these people were? Like they are the kings above everyone? I don't know. But I like what you're saying.
Crazy story.
I like what you're saying
movie,
over there, man. It's a fucking cool movie.
That's one question to you, man. As a fucking, you know, like you like movies and shit. Why is there no good Anunnaki, like Sumerian origin story movie?
Yeah, I don't know exactly because
that's so weird.
The only cool one is sort of like Stargate, but that's not even like it's got a little bit of fluff,
tiny bit.
But one thing which is really cool is there was like an artist in like I'm not sure if it's like the 70s or 80s. I'm gonna say 70s who was he's a comic book artist and I can't remember his name. Fucking bit disrespectful. Don't give a fuck. But he was really into ancient alien theory, man. And this guy bounced around from Marvel and DC a fair bit. And wherever he went, he didn't give a fuck. They're like, bro, we want a comic that does this. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, I don't care.
Aliens.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to make a comic about aliens were here and they created humans. And like, so you get all these weird comic book things that start to happen with similar like premises that like... something happened a long time ago in civilization, and this is where you get things like the Eternals or whatever they call them. They say that it was like an ancient race of like people that came down and manipulated humans, and like that's where you get these like mutants come from because like they were manipulated by an ancient master race of people who it's just like whatever guy just loves this shit and he's like, okay, I'm putting this in. So there's going to be a Marvel movie coming out soon, which I think is going to have like that sort of, it won't be good in the sense of like what we're looking for, like this sort of ancient alien thing.
But it could inspire people to make
But
cool
it'll have some inspirational thing. It'll be about like a group of people that came from somewhere else, were genetically modified.
Hopefully it does well when people are like, we're going to make a sick one of these.
Yeah, and so the reason everything is the way it is because it was all like modified back in the fucking day or whatever and shit. But he did that with a bunch of like DC comics too, like the New Gods, I think it was. Like a fair few of these stories where he tried to like embed this sort of fucking idea, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Because you know, we're saying how like fucking that's cool, man. You know, we're saying like all the fucking ancient civilizations around the world talk about knowledge coming from above and this and that and a flood. They also, a common denominator is giants as well.
Yep.
For some reason, giants.
Well, one thing I was going to say, there's so many cases of like weird queens or something that they've found that had like crazy elongated skulls.
Yeah, man, that's crazy
and
shit.
And it's like, are these the people you're talking about?
Yeah.
Are these the half breed?
And they notice, you notice a lot of them, they seem to be, because they can genetically test and that, they seem to be redheads.
Okay.
There seems to be like a theme amongst this as well.
That's weird as fuck.
Like, yeah, giant
fucking
rangers,
gingers
man.
are way older in time than I thought.
Yeah.
Fucking ancient gingers, bro.
Yeah.
So,
hey, you got that beard,
hey,
man.
my beard, ginger.
Hey, fuck,
yeah,
bro, you
dude.
got the
Fucking
DNA,
hell.
man.
I got that ancient fucking RH negative blood, dog.
That's another crazy thing.
How
do you explain that?
One thing I'll touch on just before we get to that, just because it's to do with what you were saying about the story of the Nephilim and the Anunnaki coming down and manipulating society or whatever. The only thing I can see against that is that seems so counter fucking productive. If you were coming down to like mine some gold, surely you've got the resources to do that. If you're crossing fucking galaxy or you're coming to a different planet to mine, how do you not have the resources? We don't even set up a mining expedition in the fucking outback without having the fucking mining resources and capabilities to do it. You know, we go and suss it out first and then come back. And then you're going to make a whole civilization of people, teach them what to do, wait for them to get it smart enough to do it themselves. Seems like a very long process.
Does.
Seems like, I go back to what you said earlier, is, fuck, wouldn't you just have some robots be able to do it? If you're that fucking advanced or something. That's the only thing that's like...
I don't know. It's all weird.
I'm like, fuck, why would you like wait for a civilization to grow? And it might not even work. They might turn into fucking just a bunch of minders running into trees. Who knows what the fuck's going on? We're just doing genetic experiments over here.
Or
do you just like, just put the robots... They can have it done tomorrow, and we can go to the next planet.
I guess the counter argument, point could be maybe like,
Are you trying to counter my shit?
no,
counter me, dude. Counter me.
Devil's advocate.
Counter me, bro.
Maybe that's just their process of mining the universe. Maybe it's cheaper and easier. Maybe they have this technology to be able to create a perfect worker that they know is not smart enough to do the work. Not smart enough to rebel or work out what the fuck it is doing the work for in the first place.
Okay.
Maybe logistically, I don't know. We're talking about something that can fucking
yeah.
So maybe for them, logistically, that's easier and that's the way they've always done it. And maybe
you don't got to bring anything.
Maybe there's planets in all galaxies that have some type of humanoid on there that originated mining for them.
Yeah, but then
I don't know.
But then again, is it just hope that you're going to be able to turn some monkeys into like a smart thing? Because like you said, why is everything terrestrial? What if you go to a planet where there's just Starship Trooper bugs? What do you do, man? It's just dudes sucking out brains and shit, and fucking like a whole thing's just full of cockroaches. Can you turn them into smart beings to collect gold for you?
Don't know.
Or do you wipe everything out then? And just start again?
Don't know, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One thing that I got to clarify that I always entertain this shit for is because there's just so many holes in evolution for me. I'm not.
But that's where like the DNA like splicing sounds cool, you know?
Yeah, I don't.
So maybe someone fucking like.
I'm not sold on there's a lot of fallacies and a lot of inconsistencies, and there's a lot of actual known, documented, fraudulent shit in that Darwin
presented
to strengthen his evolution case.
Yeah.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but there's big. There's lots of literature on it, like accredited shit too. Like it's not even a conspiracy. Like Darwin fluffed this. Like we know he fluffed this, but we still run with the evolution thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just a lot of fucking. I don't know, man. Are you 100% sold on evolution?
Oh, fuck no, man. No, I'm not 100% sold on anything. I'm not 100% sold on fucking the weather.
Nah.
Like tomorrow when they tell me it's 16, I'm not even 100%
Well, we
sold
know
on that,
we know they're going to fuck the weather.
Yeah,
up.
you know, so
if
I'm
you're
not
into
100% sold on
fishing
anything.
and camping, you know they don't know what the fuck they're talking about with the weather for more than a few days at a time.
Fucking oath.
Because they're the ones who ruin every fucking trip.
Yeah.
With their bullshit.
Yeah, I'm 100% not on board with anything. I don't know why my fucking telly turns on in the afternoon when I press the red button, bro. I don't know how shit works.
And I'll give someone out there some detail why I don't fuck 100%. You know, I'm not 100% into it because like I don't give a fuck how long a polar bear swims around in the ocean for how many generations. It will never grow fins and swim away. It'll never grow gills and swim away. In my mind, that's an impossibility.
Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. I only have one thing to counter argument that.
Counter?
Because there are some amazing things.
I like your style, dude.
I like your style, dude. There's some amazing things in nature which make me believe in evolutionary traits, like that things
something turning into something else.
Yeah,
and
just
staying
that
something
things
else.
can change to where you see. I don't know what it's called, man, but there's a fucking spider a snake to where the back of its tail, the end of its tail has these like these things that come off that look like and move exactly like a spider. If you saw like the snake sits so still and just the back of its tail moves, it looks like a huntsman walking on a fucking rock. It is so unbelievable. And so a snake will sit there, this thing will move, and a bird will just come down to get the spider. And the second it's come down, the snake turns around and has got it. And it's like, where did a snake develop a fucking tail to look like a thing that the bird eats so that the snake can now eat? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where the fuck did that develop from, man? Like, that's insane. How is there creatures that like develop certain beaks or have a certain beak that can break into, and like they have this beak only because there's a certain type of peanut in the area, and only their beak can break into that peanut. And these same birds that are on like the other side of the island or something don't have that same beak because the peanuts aren't there, so they never needed to like grow a harder beak or some shit. And there's just so many of these little things where I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like stick animals. Like somehow a little animal has developed to learn to look like a fucking stick.
But that's still not evolution to me. That's like efficiency.
But like, how did it had to know...
Evolution to me is something turning into something else and staying something else.
But like, how did they develop these things which like, if the environment around them wasn't the same...
That's what I think it is. I think that's like environmental.
I think they're...
And time.
But I think they're evolving to their environment.
Yeah, they're evolving, but that's not. I don't think
they're like Pokemon.
That's still not evolution as like Darwin evolution to me.
I don't think it's Digimon. I don't think it's Digivolve to the next fucking species or whatever. I just think it's like a certain animal can evolve its claws to catch only a certain type of animal because there's only a certain type of animal in that fucking vicinity or something.
Yeah, to me that's like necessity almost. Like maybe like. So
but you don't think it's evolved to that? It's because of necessity. Take the word evolve out. Maybe use a different word because there's probably a lot of stigma attached to that word with evolution and the Darwin stuff. So I don't know what's another word.
That's the only thing I can call it is efficiency. Like with enough time or like environmental and just needs of survival. To me, that's kind of like how crocodiles were fucking ginormous in the dinosaur days, and now they're like 100% smaller than they were. But that even to me isn't evolution. That's because like the atmosphere changed.
Yeah,
that's like atmospherical nature.
Yeah. I say it's due to necessity and outside of survival requirements, but I consider it an evolution.
I don't know, because like it doesn't evolution though mean like
change over time, I think. Should we Google a quick fucking...
Yeah.
What the fuck does evolution mean?
Because in my head...
Let's give everyone a quick definition. We'll be on the same
something-
page.
Is something like... Because that's like someone saying almost like...
Because I feel maybe you're locked into a certain definition of the meaning.
Yeah, and I think like that's
Like, you
fair.
just associate
if a
it
word
to-
means something, then...
But I think you're locked into a certain definition because I think something can evolve... but
outside of evolution.
outside of the Darwin's theory of evolution.
Yeah, I
you know,
believe
like,
that as well.
You know?
But I think it's evolving out of necessity and efficiency.
But it's still evolving. You use the word evolving in that sense. But no matter what the reasoning is...
It's fine-tuning itself and getting better and adapting to the situation. That's what I think it is.
Yeah. To me, that's what evolution is. I guess it's something evolving to deal with whatever situation is happening around it, or
Evolution to me is a jellyfish being the grandfather of a land animal. That's evolution to me.
okay. But wouldn't that be a slow because that to me that seems like a fucking...
Which is ridiculous.
That seems like Digimon. That seems like Agumon evolve into fucking Greymon, and it's like, yeah, no, I don't see that happening.
It's like also...
I see this thing slowly growing like a fin in between its fucking pinky finger, because there's always like a parasite that swims in between its finger and it's always trying to get it. And after a while, it develops like insane like ability to like do this thing with its pinky finger and like catch this little thing. And that's like, oh, this thing's evolved. It never used to have
What
that.
did it say?
Because I just put the fucking phone down.
Because it like... See, because I've had people...
There's two terms. Should I say this quick?
Yep.
Okay. The first one says, and they're pretty much the same thing. This is hilarious. First one pretty much says what you said, and the second one pretty much said what I said.
Awesome. Great.
Awesome.
Clarity.
Clarity.
I
dude.
understand now.
The process by which different kinds of living organisms are believed to have developed from earlier forms during the history of Earth. So that's like what you said.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So that's something becoming something totally different to what its original self is.
But over history.
Unrecognisably.
So it's not just like
a new species.
It's not Pokemon going into Raichu or Pikachu. It's not just that. It's like, it is that, but over fucking however long. But this is sort of the meaning I was going for, which is number 2. It says the gradual development of something.
Now we have some clarity. I agree with you, right? But so I agree with that kind of evolution. I don't agree with a jellyfish turning into a fucking land animal. I don't agree with that.
But even if that happened, it would be through gradual.
But I don't even think that's
development of
possible.
something.
I don't even think that's in the realm of possibility. I think like it's like also like here's an example. It's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, right?
Yeah.
Now, if a butterfly flew away and made more butterflies, and caterpillars ceased to exist, then that is evolution to me. Or caterpillars stay caterpillars and never do the butterfly thing again.
Yeah.
But because a caterpillar flies away and makes more, butterfly flies away and makes more caterpillars, that's just a life cycle.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that's a life cycle.
That's a life cycle.
I see it as if like.
So I almost think like all evolution in a way is a life cycle, but just over a huge amount of time where it can be different. Like there can be differences in the, like it can adapt. It can be, like you said, it can have a harder beak all of a sudden because there's this one berry that it fucking eats now. Like, and the original shit it used to eat isn't really abundant anymore. It sort of had to get used to eating this one fucking thing.
Yeah.
And imagine how long you got to eat this one fucking thing for your, and then have offspring.
Yeah, insane.
And then that's slightly, and it's struggling with this thing, and it just keeps going generation until eventually it's got a hard enough beak where it just eats this thing with no problem.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That in itself is crazy.
Yeah, but I also think, brain experiment, if you took a civilization of people, right, and put them in a world where they couldn't stand up, where the roofs were really short, I reckon after a fair few generations of people being born, they'd start to develop different style bones.
Yeah.
Like their legs would be fucking like perched in different positions to
shorter
to deal with this like walking thing, or just shorter. Everyone be midgets. Yeah, exactly.
Shorter.
Like just something weird would happen or whatever. But the main definition I was going for was the way in which living things change over time or whatever and shit.
So I got one for you. Do you think we come from monkeys?
No, not really. I'm not too. I don't know. I'm not.
Do you even think that's possible?
No, because then I guess you got to see monkeys do it again.
Yeah. Why is there still monkeys?
Yeah.
Why has no monkey ever turned into any? Where's the middle ground?
Yeah.
Anyway, either.
And like
2,000 years we've been here. There's no half.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, what do you?
Not
think,
even slightly.
Do you think all dogs came from wolves?
I don't know, man.
Because they say all dogs was one species at one point.
That's another hard one because because how do you get all this variety if you had nothing to breed it with in the first place?
Yeah, but that's where it's like the gradual change of things over time. Dogs that were in like. That's why you got huskies, I guess, that can cope with extreme cold or.
But is that even true? I don't think that's even true because I think there was wolves. I think there was a type of African dog. I think there was different types of dogs, and people have just rounded up these different types of dogs over time and interbred them.
Yeah,
and then interbred them, and then that's how we end up with a pug.
Yeah, fuck yeah. The theory is that
a useless fucking thing that can't even
billions of years
survive.
ago, they were all the same. But I don't even agree that because billions of years ago, or million, whatever fucking the number is, I don't know how old the planet goes, but the terrain was never the same across the planet.
No.
So there were always different conditions. I think you always would have had different types of dogs, different types of spiders. Spiders would have to have a different, things in them to live here rather than living in the fucking rainforest. You probably got to be a bit bigger of a spider to survive over there.
All dogs coming from a wolf isn't even evolution to me anyway. That's like Ant-Man anarchy shit. That's people meddling because. Some proof is like if you take a pug puppy and let it go into the wild, it will not survive because it has no place. It didn't originate from nature.
That's fair.
It was manned.
What do you think about pigs in that sense?
Apparently they're one of the only animals that you can let back into nature and it'll revert back.
100% change. Like the creature itself will change.
Over a few breeds, it'll be wild
fucking
again.
Wild, man.
But apparently there's not really anything else.
No, but that's just fucking crazy.
That is
that's fucking insane. Like, what the
pigs
fuck's
are
going on
fucking
here?
crazy in themselves and like how intelligent they are, and we're more similar. We have more similar organs and genetics a lot of the time in medical reasons to a pig than a monkey.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree.
Like they grow human organs in pigs now.
Yeah.
So like
you even look at like when samurais are testing out swords, they cut pig bodies for a reason.
It's crazy, man, isn't it?
It's fucking pretty similar.
Maybe the pig
is where we came from.
Or is the universal life form in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Like you go to any planet and there's some type of pig.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we evolved from pigs, bro. That's why. Maybe that's why some cultures don't eat them.
A lot of people got their head up their own ass.
They're like, we don't eat ourselves, man.
Pigs do eat their own shit.
Yeah.
You ever been on TikTok, Twitter, man? You see, that's not far from what cunts are doing on there.
Yeah. But another weird thing about just like, I don't know if it's evolution or if it's just
so I believe
environmental.
I believe in things evolving, but not evolution.
Yes. So it's weird when you
I believe in things evolving out of efficiency, need, environmental.
Yes, because maybe I guess the difference in what we were saying is maybe the evolution thing suggests that you're evolving not because of environmental reasons.
Yeah, you're just evolving it. Yeah, kind of thing.
But then the other thing is like it's all based off environment. The other thing we're saying, like adapting or whatever we want to call it. We won't call it the same thing. That
Survival.
way we can define it differently.
Yeah.
Even though you can look at it the same thing or whatever.
Even though it is evolving.
But even though it's the same word, we got to like differentiate here.
Yeah.
Because I guess if we want to put them in two categories, one's just changing for the reason of changing, I guess. Like, not because of environmental, just because like...
Because it can?
Just because brain's adapting. Yeah, people say, that's when we came out of trees and started... Like the mushroom theory. You heard the mushroom?
Yeah.
Sort of ones that like... Monkeys started coming out of trees and discovering like mushrooms. That's the reason they were coming out of trees and shit. And that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it cracks me up.
It's fucking, no, dude. Hey, I'll take it, man. Fuck it. We all did mushrooms, bro. Like, that's why we're people. Because mushrooms, dude. You didn't know that?
That's some Wayne's World shit.
That's because mushies, man.
Mushies, man. Pyramids, man. Mushies, man.
I was the vibration, man. Like a mushroom and cow shit.
What's the fucking bird head?
Who?
The bird head, the knowledge bringer.
Oh, Thoth.
Thoth was a mushy head, man.
Thoth had like a heroic dose,
You know, we can get some good.
Thoth said, just like, have a heroic dose in silent darkness, man.
There's this place called Earth, man.
Dude, these guys are trippers, man. You take these guys some mushrooms, man, they'll write a whole Bible, man.
These fucking monkeys coming out of trees with mushrooms, man.
Yeah, he's picking out cow shit, man. I gave him a mushroom, he wrote a Bible, man. And he gave it to everyone, man. He said it was real, man. Everyone's just trying to hide their trips from each other. Like a mushroom and cow shit. Fuck yeah, dude. Should we fucking end it there? It's fucking pretty good, man.
I reckon, man. It's like,
sick.
But what's like... Look, man, I want to end it on... Look, man. Look, just have this mushroom, man. I want to know. What do you lean towards more, man? What's more plausible? What? Not even more plausible. What is your brain?
What aligns better with your fucking head?
Evolution, monkeys,
Yeah.
or fucking Sumerian Anunnaki?
Mushroom, man. Dude,
And it has to be one of them
just
two.
out of those two.
Just out of them two. Because there's too many others.
And like, even if we're not going off like what I think is real, but what I like,
No, just what
I'll just go to what I want to be real. I'm going Anunnaki, bro.
Yes, same here.
Fucking oath me, I'm going mushrooms, man.
They come down with some fungus, man.
They came in with fungi spores and just fucking pollinated this bitch, man. I got 5 dried grams, man. It's good shit, man.
And all the humanoids are like, how the fuck did you cunts get in mushrooms, man?
Mushrooms, man.
They all started with mushrooms.
What? Crazy, man.
But the world's so fucking crazy and everything's so weird and unexplained. That could
That
very
could be
well
the case.
That could be.
And I'd accept it. I'd be happy with that.
But look, with evolution, man, if you want to believe that your great fucking grandma is a jellyfish, then you need some fucking mushrooms, man.
Mushrooms, man.
Because I think you're fucking a natural tripper.
And her mum was an amoeba or some shit.
Yeah, like,
Go fuck yourself.
Cool, man. If that's what you want to fucking believe, then you believe
I like how
it.
Steve Hughes says it. He's like, they say we descended from fucking apes or some shit. He's like, I don't know about you fuckers. He's like, I'm ascended. He's like, I'm not descended from fucking anything. Go fuck yourself. Pretty sure I'm a bit smarter than that now. Pretty sure we're ascending. We're going up somewhere. I don't think we're going down, are we?
One thing we can fucking confirm, though, 2021, there's still no unequivocal. No one can give me
No one
this
knows,
head
man.
a fucking unequivocal, undeniable answer.
No, everyone's pretending, bro. No one knows what's going
There's
on.
so much conjecture, there's so much fighting, there's so many theories, there's so much fucking
And that's what's crazy.
guidance.
When you can throw a theory and people are like, oh, and just get so fucking up here about it. I'm not really locked into anything,
Tyler
man.
here from
Yeah.
Guys. Hey guys.
Yeah, I'm not really locked into anything, man. It's sort of just mushrooms.
Yeah. If that had to be the one thing,
Dude.
I'll be locked into that.
My whole
dude.
concept's a bag of mushrooms.
That's
man,
it. That's it, bruh.
Dude, let's go start reality, should we? Let's go have some mushrooms, man.
Fucking let's do it.
Let's go start a fucking civilization.
Wait, I'm gonna go down the beach and kick my fucking great grandma in the head, bruh. Throw
Yeah,
that bitch
dog.
back in the ocean. What the fuck you doing on the sand?
I'll give her a mushroom and throw it to the stars, dog.
Fucking down the beach trying to feed fucking
Yeah,
jellyfish mushrooms.
it's dried,
Yeah,
man.
he likes it, man.
Yeah, it's so fresh, man.
But have you ever tried it on weed, man?
Hey, learn some shit from the bad trips, man. Peace out. Thanks for
Let us
listening,
know
guys.
what you fucking cunts believe in,
Yeah, I want to
man.
know where everyone's at on their theories,
On
man.
your fucking theories, bruh.
Yeah, what did we miss? Are we missing something?
Blow us away.
Blow us away, man. Give us some mushrooms,
Just fucking
man.
give us some mental mushrooms.
Give us
Blow
some mental
away.
mushrooms. I want a heroic dose of your theories.
And we'll tell you how retarded you are.
Yeah.
You fucking jellyfish.
You
cunt.
jellyfish kicking motherfuckers.
Peace.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.